Nobody can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, my people, yeah, hello. Happy Saturday. How you doing? I feel like I've been off Facebook for like months because last time I was here was like what last weekend, and you guys didn't talk much, but busy, 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 busy. That's all I can say. Busy, busy, busy schedule. So busy. Y'all sorry. Hey. I'm here looking at jeans, 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 everybody jeans. Yes, done. I hope y'all can hear me. Y'all, hello there. How you doing? Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Wisha. I'm your host. Tonight we're talking about love at first sight. Like, does that even exist? Have you experienced it? What does that even look like? Is it infatuation or is it a myth? Does that even exist? That's what we are going to be talking about. How you doing? Oh, I have your family. So all of y'all that have or that uses StreamYard or that would like to use StreamYard, I have a link. They want to make business, I guess. I'm gonna share my link if y'all want. I feel like I sound like the typical content creator on here. I have a link if you want to get the hookup. Just let me know. I will share the link with you so you can get some discount. Okay? Okay. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. I feel like I've been off Facebook for like a month because this it's been a very, 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 very busy, and I'm going to have even more busier schedule. So just want to give you guys a heads up. Let's see. Let me share my schedule with y'all right now. So you guys don't forget about me. I'm still thinking about this. Okay, don't forget. Don't forget. We still have shows. Don't forget. Not because I haven't been online like constantly and posting stuff, but we still have shows. Okay. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss P. My name is Felicia. I am your host. Tell everybody Fifi is live. Tell everybody, yeah, your girl is live. My friend, your bestie, your sister. I think anything you want me to be. Okay. I am live, and that's all that matters. Just tell everybody, run, 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 run. Like it's a run. Today we're talking about love. Okay. Your favorite team. It looks like that's what everybody like on this Facebook. Gossip, love story, and more gossip. Jeez, let's put it in the right turn. Jeez, gossip. Did I say gossip? Yeah. But I will not be available. Let's talk about my schedule. I will not be available the first weekend in May. I have some business stuff to take care of, and I will not be in time. But I will try to go live wherever I'm at, but I have some few things to take care of. So I know it's far away, but I want to prepare you before you guys say, "Oh, you can't on the show." I'll try my best to come live to wherever I'm at with you guys, but just in case I don't have good service or whatsoever. But the first week in May, which is May 3rd, I will not be here. If we can have a show, I will let you know. If we cannot, I will let you know. Comprende? 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 Okay. Okay. So, with that being said, other than that, I'm here. Let me go back to the calendar. So, for my people that go back and watch the show, our Bible trivia for this month, oh wait, April? Yes, April. It's gonna be Saturday, Saturday, Sunday. It's gonna be April 27th. That is literally 2 weeks from now. Most of our questions to the Bible trivia is gonna be coming from Genesis, you guys. Genesis. That's where it's gonna be coming from. So you need to prepare yourself. Again, I'll probably post this once I get some time. But for this month, for those of you guys who watch the show and who participate in our Bible trivia, which is it has been like a segment that we do every last Sunday of the month, we'll be having that on the 27th of this month. And most of the questions, I want to say 80% of the questions are going to come from the book of Genesis. So please read your Bible, read the book of Genesis, understand it. If you don't understand, ask God for wisdom and understanding so you can understand it. Okay? So, Genesis, this month, April, we're going to be talking about. I'm wanting it to be like Easter Eve, like make it Easter, but we're not going to do that. So, mm, Easter Sunday is on the 20th. Be there. I'll be square. Okay? You hear me? Hear me? Okay. Set it, read. Whatever you do, read the book of Genesis. Majority of the questions will be coming from Genesis. Okay, I want to focus on the beginning, and then the following month we will jump to something. But Genesis, I'm not telling you which chapters or whatsoever. It's gonna be coming from Genesis. Okay. I'm so sorry. Somebody just sent me something funny. Y'all leave my boy Trump alone. Y'all leave him alone, please. Yes, yes, I said it. I said it. Oh, car. I said it. I said it. I said it. I said it. What you gonna do? When you gonna do to me? What you gonna do? Oh, I forgot to even put a link in the comment section. It look like everybody busy today, so I am gonna be talking about my love story here. Oh no, River Bro is here. Hey, how are you? Welcome, 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 welcome. Let me post the link. I keep forgetting to post this one link. Jesus, it's so weird. What's this? Yeah, that's not every day. Stream, y'all be getting on my nerves. I swear. It get on my nerves. On my last nerves. I just love to the thing. I was just on there setting this thing up. I did not hear anything. I didn't see anything else. Now I'm locking into it. It's telling me something else. Y'all better get it together. Y'all get it together because I paid y'all. Y'all need to get it together. I don't want me to bring my who call it Akata out. I don't want to use the raw terms. Y'all don't want me to bring my akata out. Then we'll go behind closer and pray. Y'all figure it out. Y'all be so fast before even the day dropping that money out of my account. But y'all ain't trying to face this whole link. Y'all please face it before my akata. Y'all know what akata mean? Let me stop. Let me stop. Oh my God. Have mercy. Forgive me. All right. So welcome to the show. Like I said, if you're just joining, hi River Pro. Welcome. I hope you had a great week. Mine was super hectic. Couldn't even, every time I try to spy on Facebook, I can't even. And then to make it worse, in the middle of the week, regulatory show up to my hospital. It's like, what? Can this even get worse? So I literally had no time for myself this week. As I'm talking to you guys, I got home from work this afternoon. It's been bananas. Bananas. It's been cuckoo. But go there. At least we are grateful. We got a job. We can put food on our table. We're able to say thank you, Lord. That's it. But to be honest with you, it's been a week and a week and a week and a week. But welcome to the show. Tonight we're talking about love at first sight. I'm hoping this conversation will not stay too long, but we shall see. We shall see. Because sometimes I'm running on 4 hours to sleep. So I hope, and that's been my whole week. I hope I don't fall asleep talking to you. I got a paper to submit to. Shoot. My life. There is God. My life. There is God. He will give me strength to make it. Yes. So, y'all, welcome to the show. Love at first sight. Does that even sound like, what is that? Have you ever experienced it? Or you thought you experienced it? Is it even a thing anymore in the 21st century? Are people even trusting anyone? Like, is love even lasting? Should we go with our lovey-dovey self? You know, I haven't really thought about this, but it's been quite some time since I've seen a really, like a couple walking out hand in hand and just like smiling. I remember back in high school, you see that stuff. And you're like, yeah, we were the nerds. So, and Mama better not catch you saying, but I love him. You're gonna get cut. They better not hear you saying that, you know. hmm Talking about, but I'm in love. Love is so good. I'm in high school and I know everything about love. But y'all come out here, y'all gather here. It is 9 o'clock. Let's make this conversation enrich and learn. I just want to shout you guys out. Last week, Sunday, by the grace of God, I mean, we had an amazing show. Like, I enjoy hearing everybody, input and things like that. And there's quite a few people who DM me that took the opportunity to watch the whole show as long as that show was. There was about 5 people who reached out to me and said, keep doing what you're doing because I sat and watched 2 of your episodes or segments and I really enjoyed it. And the last one, when you talk about praying, I really had to think about it. So, you guys, y'all need to go on Facebook. Y'all need to write us a review so we can be recommended. Y'all can just be watching and be in a corner like spirit of ghost. Everyone says percent. Love at first sight can result into a nice one night stand that can result into unwanted pregnancy. I agree, but then also there's a two-way to this. It happens, and I think people just get infatuated with each other. Maybe I'm not really, as my colleagues or friends would refer to me, I have a heart of a rock. I don't think so. I think I have a really big heart and soft spot, but I'm just realistic. Like, I'm just realistic. So let me give you guys a story before we even get started, right? So, if you guys haven't noticed yet, I probably spend majority of my time at work, and if not now, I work at my home with my little family. But that's pretty much my life. I don't remember when last I get invited to stuff, but I don't really feel like going to it, and I don't go to it. Um, yeah, I prefer like just being at home. But anyways, I do like to go out. I like to dance. Fun facts about me: I like to dance, but I don't think I'm as shy as I used to be anymore. I think as you get older, you probably break out of your shells. But I remember we went for some meeting, and there was this lady that walked in. I mean, she's gorgeous, beautiful lady, very beautiful. And I mean, I feel like she just took out every energy in the room. Even women was like, wow, she's pretty, you know? And then, God know how to create his creatures, you know. Let me tell you that. God, like, I mean, she was beautiful. So obviously, every guy's in there was just staring. Like, there was this one, he was just drooling. And then, our other colleague just went like this, hey, Mark, you good? And he's like, oh, yeah, 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 I'm good. And then to make it even worse, the lady came inside right next to him. Oh my goodness. This man, we know he's married. Let's put it that way. We know he's married. He wear his ring. And then for some reason, throughout that meeting, like you couldn't see his ring anymore. He took his ring up, and I was like, he took off his ring because he wanted to talk to her. And then later on, she's like, she came and told us, she's like, when I walked in, he had on the ring. No, I don't know why he took it off. Girl, love at first sight, right? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of story. But I am a realistic person. I don't think it doesn't exist. But I do believe there is such thing as love at first sight. Let's put it this way. As long there is good and evil, I always believe there's something else there. But is it logical? Is it realistic for everyone? No, it's not. Because sometimes you can read in between the line and just be like, lady, you're just, or man, you're just, stop it. Move with your head, not your, stop doing that, you know. But anyways, let's get started. It is 9:06. But I said that story to say, long story short, this man divorced his wife and ended up getting married to this woman. He found out, according, these are his words, not mine. He said the woman is psycho. Wow, look who graced us with his face. Hello.
How are you, sis? How are you? How you doing?
That princess just stole you away from us.
Oh yeah, that lady stole my sovereignty. I'm telling you.
That's the boss. All the girls are like that.
That lady, that girl. Oh my God. The reason you found me here today is she's not here.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
coming.
Her grandfather came from abroad yesterday, so everybody to province and stuff like that. So
Oh, nice.
right now I'm a free agent. I can do any bad things.
And we have it on record right now. You just said it. They're coming for you.
Wow, it's so good to be back. So good to be on the show.
I'm
You
so
know.
proud of you, the family man.
Oh yes, it's not easy. You have to let go a lot of some bad habits and accept so many stuff. You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
just to
welcome.
be open.
Thank you for the family. I see your pictures all the time, and I'm like, oh, look at somebody.
So what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I say nothing. I just say, let me put it in my colloquial. When they say I speak degree and they understand me, I just look at it. Yeah, yeah. Mm,
Hey, yeah, my dear, don't talk it loud.
too loud before the free agent and yeah.
Uh, because the way that madam is jealous is not small thing, oh. I cannot.
I said, look at the man, go ahead. Oh, put the light back on, man. Let's see you, boo boo.
Oh, I should put. Uh,
You just
well,
on. See you, boo boo, man. Reverse pro coming on. Welcome.
well.
Reverse.
Let me
Oh,
let
sorry.
me get the light on. My dear, I'm going to church this morning.
Look
You
at
know.
that hat. I said the boy put the glasses on too. Hey, man.
What are you talking? What are you talking? I told you that I'm far better handsome than some people. Some people around you. I'm far better handsome than some people around you. So what's the problem?
That's all.
Oh yeah, oh, I'm far better handsome than some people around you. You know. So
Listen to you.
well, what this guy keep laughing? Well, you know.
Because, because after the show, somebody come and call you again. You heard it.
What other business? Oh, me, I'm here, you know, and I'm so happy this morning. I'm free. The one, the one, when you be in slavery for a long time and then they free you. You know how it looks like.
They're coming for you. You will see.
Well, at least before they come for me, I already done a lot of things. The damage already been made. You cannot do anything. We just fix it.
Whatever. It's good to talk to you, man. Long time. Long time.
Yes, yes, I'm sorry, I just want to apologize on this stream, and because one small rat stole my sovereignty. There's nothing I can do. you know.
It's, if family comes first, we're always here.
Exactly.
Yeah, family first. Family first. Welcome, River Sespero. How you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. How you
Hey,
doing?
brother, how are
Right.
Yeah, I'm doing
you?
good, buddy. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Uh,
So today we're talking about love at first sight.
Hmm.
Is love at first sight, is it a romantic concept or a misleading myth? That's what we're talking about. First, I want us to kind of like define what love at first sight means. And then we start to break it down and then hear from you guys. Let me pull this up really quick. How was you guys? How was your week?
oh yeah, it was not really eventful, but at least I had to stay. I didn't have to work today, so just stay home and do some stuff around the yard and play with my little rebels. Yeah,
I know. Oh, me, as soon you come home, no rest.
I
It's like
know.
instantly. All right. So love at first sight, it's said to be. It means the experience of starting to be in love with someone as soon as you see them for the first time.
Mm.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
The teacher made me
Hmm.
laugh. I want to give me headache. So you look at them.
I don't want to
Huh?
this topic. Yeah, it's a very dangerous topic for my leggings. And if some people see me discussing this kind of topic on live screen like this, I'm in trouble.
Well, answer with cautious. Let me just say, answer with caution. We don't want nobody to get in trouble. So, love at first sight, to me, it just sounds so. Anyways, let me hear from you. I'm the host. Let me sit down here and hear for you. So, which one of you guys want to go first? You're welcome to the show. Everybody, welcome. My name is Felicia. I'm the co-host today. We're talking about love at first sight. Is it a romantic concept or is it a myth? Is it something that's misbelieved or is it an individual thing or a cultural thing? Do you think in our culture, and I'm speaking specifically African culture, does that even exist? And do we even, honor it? So let's jump into it. Let's hear from you guys. Which one of you guys want to go first?
Okay. Yeah. I think love at first sight. Yeah, it could be a romantic concept, but Um. It's not authentic. I wouldn't say it's a myth because it actually there are people who fall in love at the first sighting, but it's not authentic. It's not it's not long lasting because if you look at what love is, depending on your own definition of your own understanding of love, love comes with a lot of things. Love comes with security. Love comes with guarantee. Love comes with trust, and that's trust we always talk about here. Love
Right.
comes with respect. When you see a person at first sighting, you don't even know anything about that person. I think it's more of physical attraction. Oh, like he look great. He look at his lips. Look at he's buff, and I think that's why love at first sight is more physical attraction. It's more of the adrenaline, adrenaline running through your veins. A woman vein or a man vein. It is more it is not well thought of.
Hmm.
Is I mean, it could be for sexual urge, sexual urge, romantic urge, but I wouldn't. It's not guaranteed. It's not a long lasting love. It's not anything that I mean, people will say, well, maybe like I say, it worked for some people. Their first love was their husband at the end. But majority of the time is love at first sight from from a lot of things that I've seen. And me as a man, I have experienced that too. It's not anything that is long lasting. Like I say, I wouldn't say it's a myth. It is reality because it does work for people, but it it doesn't guarantee any long lasting relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. I agree. I agree. Um, Dennis, you ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So, what do you think? Is love at first sight a romantic concept
You
or?
know, before I discuss this topic, let me put my glasses on.
Yes, sir.
You know, Thank you, Sis P, for this brilliant topic that you brought forth to us. And by the way, I'm Dennis Bicon. Currently, I'm living in the Philippines, and I'm one of the people who's here, but because of some situation, I'm not always here. You know, but this topic is very essential in the sense that it has to do with the greatest thing of all, where we talk about love. Um, love at first sight. Yeah, it happens, but it's not really. It doesn't give us the guarantee of long lasting relationship, even though um it happens in few cases where just two people meet and then they hit it up and that's it. They goes into marriage and they spend the rest of their life together. But in our modern generation, I don't I don't guarantee love at first sight because um let us look at the children who were born from from the 2000, all right, from the 90s, the 2000, there's nothing called love at first sight because we are in a very dramatic and a very unstable era where people brains are manipulated by so many stuff that uh, you cannot guarantee any relationship until you see something that give you that guarantee. What do I mean? Okay, um, you cannot. Yes, it's true for we men. We can see the girl right now. We fall in love with her right now because of her beauty. All right, but that doesn't guarantee long-lasting relationship because we have a lot of people who think negatively, who really don't think straight, who takes love to be something you have to play with and do whatever you wants to do with it. So, and love is not something to play with at all. Love is not something to joke with at all because it's the greatest thing of all. All right. I can remember, I just want to go back before coming back to this topic. I went to a school called William Foster Baha'i where we learned about the 52 virtues of being an angel. And one of the greatest virtues of being an angel is love. Because if you look at love, love conquers all things. And for the Baha'is, they believe that courage is the number one thing. But for we Christians, we take love above everything. But in our present generation, we found love now, especially when it comes to relationship, is something that people play with a lot. So we cannot guarantee anything called love at first sight in our present generation. There's no guarantee about it. It's either you meet right now and hit it off and be gone, or and see if you guys can work on the chemistry. All right, because if you're looking for a long lasting relationship, you have to take time and time to know that person, like how we went for laundry, like how we able to do the laundry. We go to this place, we go to that place, we hang out, we get to know each other in details. It's when you can really guarantee love. All right, but love at first sight nowadays is something that uh, it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. It's only happen 1% chance that you can find somebody at that moment and then you guys spend the rest of your life together. But 99.99% is not guaranteed. That's my contribution for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I like how both of you guys are saying the same thing. Like, you know, I I have met couples that use the same, said it was love at first sight, and they hit it off from the first thing. But I feel like, as much as I agree with that, and I think it might exist, I think it's infatuation, and I think people just kind of like miss love and infatuation with people. And I might, I don't know. Before you guys came on here, I was saying most people that know me would say, I have a heart of a rock, but I don't think And however, I don't let like the fluff just get to me. And not that I don't believe that love at first sight can happen. I think it can happen, but you don't know at that moment that it's love at first sight. I just feel like you're infatuated, like what River says, bro, and Dana said it's an infatuation, and then you learn. I feel more comfortable. Well, I really care. So there's some details explanation that most people feel like um love at first sight is more of a romantic concept and misleading is a misleading myth rather than a genuine form of love. While it's possible to experience intense attraction and excitement upon first meeting someone, this is initial surge this initial surge is often more related to infatuation and lust than genuine love. True love, with its elements of intimacy, commitment, and passion, develops over time through shared experience and deeper understanding of the other person. Because how do you know, like, this is a person, like, well, we were inseparable. Well, you were infatuated by something. Like, for me, I feel like something that I admire more on people is their smile. How you take care of your hygiene and how you care about your smile, your teeth. That's first thing that like stand out to me. So let's just say I walked in and I saw what's his name, Morris Chestnut.
Okay, you can make an intro.
That's why I'm laughing. I can't be like, oh, I'm in love with him. It's love at first sight. No, it's not. It's an infatuation that I have because I think he's very handsome, but I think he has a really nice smile. So I'm already infatuated with that. So that's not something that I can't come up and be like, oh, I'm in love with him. Oh, God. Like it's love at first sight. We're meant to be. But I also believe like a lot of people have broken up their relationship but there's, oh, I just feel like we're soulmate. It's love at first sight. They're like, I didn't feel this with this person. And maybe that's their definition of love. But I just feel like love at first sight is an infatuation um, and more than, just have a deeper connection with you. Um, so have you guys ever been in a situation where you felt like you've had love at first sight? I'm about to get all of us in trouble.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's a yeah, that's a trouble question, but we on social media we still gotta answer it. For me, I remember years ago. Yeah, for me, I mean, let me like you were saying, the same thing. Me and hobby sometimes, there are certain character. I think remember the year fee when like all the little children wanted Justin Bieber. One year when Selena Gomez, yeah, even my own daughter. One time we were watching the show for real. All the children for some reason, Justin Bieber, Justin Black, White, India, everybody. They didn't really know for them they watch he's a movie star, he was a rising star, he was popular. So all those all those girls in their teens, they all were like attracted to Justin Bieber. Eventually, I think he married now. But the thing is, for me, I think love at first sight. Let me just give it another spin.
Mhm.
So there are some people. I don't know if it had happened to you before.
Yeah.
I know hobby listening, so you would not want to talk. But
It's
yeah,
like
like me,
these
there.
things all the time.
Yeah,
So fine.
yeah. Like me, there's this Walmart. I go to this Walmart, and let me put it out there. There's this one lady. She's just. It's not every time like there's something about her feet. She's she always like reading, like novel and thing. Like I like smart, you know what I'm saying? Like it's look more like an intellectual person. And most of the time when I go to send, because she always had a money transfer play when I go to send money, she always seems to know like global events, like like something. And yeah, for real, like every time I go there, and like one time she said, "Oh, look at you," and she'll be talking, and you can tell from her customer service and the way her kind of interaction, you
Right.
can tell, yeah, the kind of person she is. Even though it's, I don't know much about her, but I deduce, that deductive kind of thing. Like I can just, cause I have met people like that before. I can
Right.
tell the kind of character she is, and like I would say, well, this could be somebody that even though I got, but somebody that I can get attracted to. Like yeah, mom. Something tells me like, yeah, cause she's smart. She reads like every time I open my mouth to talk about things that typical, like a lot of. Cause she's African American. There are a lot of
Right.
African American. They don't really care about global event, what happening elsewhere. They're more concerned, but she seems to know a lot about things. Like you say something, like you talk about Africa, like, oh, Kenya, Zimbabwe. She's like more like, I'm like,
Oh,
so
word.
those are situations where those are love at first sight situation where you see that level of intelligence in the person rather than face. And look, sorry to say, guys, she's not your beauty queen. Yeah, for real. Women who like reading, women who like reading look kind of boring and kind of thing. She's not like one of those beauty queen out there, but she just a unique in her own right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, she's just unique. So those are the situations where love at first sight, you will say, and I
You can
was and
picture
I was uh-huh.
if there was an opportunity, you'd be like, well, I probably could see myself with that person because
Yep,
of the way they carry themselves. It's not so much like you're trying to be with them, but it's
yep,
like look at them, and you're like, okay, I see some characters in you
yep,
that possibly, if there was an opportunity time, I probably would have given it a shot. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah. You're right.
absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, and those things happen. It happened like this older man. He was telling me he met his wife in the city bus. Can you imagine? He said back then, back in the 70s, he said like the bus, he was telling me the bus system kind of different now. They have, not all those gangsters entering with their pants hanging down. He said they had like decent people. So, he met him when the bus, they sat together, have a grocery bag. And then from there, they started talking and everything. But there was, I mean, it took some time. They didn't really get into sexual thing already. They rode the bus and they were always going the same direction, not update, but one person got on before the other. But then they created that bond. They was always talking something that mutually was mutually understanding to both of them. So yeah, there could be a lot of positive to love at first sight, even though the younger generation, it might different from generation to generation and demographic, the demographic from age to age. But we'll come to the traditional aspect when we read to the other part to see which how tradition plays a role in it. Yeah.
Right. I was just thinking about that. Maybe after this round, we can jump into like, what do you see like the differences between like culture changes? Like, we'll get to that. So, Dennis, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. Kuya, please lower that stuff a little bit. Uh, I will tell you,
Okay.
my daughter, mom, and I,
Mhm,
we met that love at first sight. You know, I can remember
mhm.
I was in a coffee shop with one of my guy, and then she was also there, checking up her papers because she is a teacher. And then when I turned my back, and she's staring at me from the back over there, and then we just smile at each other, you
Uh-oh.
know.
Hollywood
And
movie.
being a wise man who understand the code already, I waited for my homie to go, and then I just walk over. That's how I got her number and just talked to her right there. And then the next day we had a date. The other day we had a date. And and that's how it went on and on and on and on till this time. And you understand that? So but we're still looking forward to go forward. And so love at first sight nowadays, it's so scarce. You understand? But yes, it does exist. All right, because I'm a living legend of that. But it's so hard to find that. It's very very hard to find that. And I just want to say shout out to all my homies out there who had love at first sight and still maintaining that relationship. You know, you are blessed, and because we are in a very very confused generation nowadays where you find people, a lot of us really don't know what really we want, and you understand. And I will tell you, now even though I don't want to go this way, but I have to go this way. One of the things that really break up a lot of good relationships, people who meet and love at first sight, is all about the social media, where people think that they can get something better out there than what they already have. So it breaks a lot of good first sight relationship where the chemistry really there, but you find that really there, all right. But the thing here is, a lot of the relationship got broken. I know that is a whole another other topic by itself, but we know that a lot of these things fall apart because of these things. So I just want to say shout out there to all my guys again who had this experience, love at first sight, and still maintaining it like me. Congratulations.
Well, that's a gist. I'm
Ilẹ̀
just,
tètè kò lè bìnì.
I, that's really important because um, if you don't have, because you don't have to tell us so much, but what is something that you would say love? Because I will tell you, I don't. Now to judge that I can tell you, I don't believe in love at first
See your
sight.
face, how she all smiling because she not hear Chichi Puli.
For other people, it depends on what they're looking for, right? If you're looking, your goal is set on, building a family, and you meet someone who is at that point of their life and looking for it, and you have all similar understanding. I think love and they're interested in it, and then they've been together, for as long as I, I applaud that. But I don't know. For me, let me see. I don't think I've ever experienced it. Like I will tell you guys, I have always been like I question. Uh, he knew me around, or I guess he knew me 2 years prior to I knowing him, and that was just I was, and then later on, were you stalking me? Like trying to figure out because I have this thing where it's like, I'm not gonna pay attention to tone of it. Just put it out. If I enter a place, I'm in there for a purpose and I'm doing certain things and that's what I want. And I'm getting out of there right after I get what I want. So if you come and somebody try to talk to her, be like, she walked past and she's gone. When she's here, she's already got what she wants, she's left. So I'm not really on that. Just go, "Ooh, wait, hey, listen." So I've never really been into someone. What I say, after meeting someone in my life, I have kind of like experienced that where it's like, you have that moment, like Westbrook said, you have that moment where you're like, wow, I didn't even think about that. But I or I like how you carry yourself, or I like this about you. So it really does make sense that if another part of our life and I was not with anyone, I probably will give you a second thought and be like, something like I really do believe people can build relationships from love at first sight. Maybe you meet them, there's something on them you like them, and then once you get into conversation, for me, that's the only possible way that I can see how a love at first sight can last. You guys sit and have a conversation, and then you gradually. But I believe love is not. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think again, fee, it comes to the individual, you know, 'cause, you know, an intelligent lady like you, young intelligent lady like you are from your talking, from your activities, from your interaction, from the show, from what I have gathered from you, you are not you are not somebody that would be that carried away by even if you experience love at first sight, it wouldn't be strictly for romantic purpose, because a
Right.
lot of things because you say, look, once I'm talking to somebody, you don't tell someone who I block you. It tells me it it tells me you're the kind of person who you need somebody serious. You need like a long lasting. You need security. You need assurance. There are a lot of things you look at. So, like I said, it depends the individual again. There are people who will see love at first sight, but not for the reason another person will see it for. Another person will say, "Oh yeah, great," but then you are thinking beyond that person. You know, you
Right.
thinking beyond. Yeah, like I talk about later or whatever. Like you will see that chemistry. You will see, say for example, you met your husband. Maybe if you wasn't your husband, maybe you guys go to the same grocery, or go to the same church, and then you like, oh, there's something, oh, I mean, look how he.
But
I
that's for
mean,
us,
look.
though,
Right.
me too.
Yeah,
But that was exactly for us. Because I was like, no, I don't really care about that. I don't like, and then when you start to have conversations, like, oh, okay, well, I can see myself with you. You want the same
yep,
thing. So
yep,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
yeah. So it's it plays a role in the individual, and then traditionally, you know, I think culturally it differs from culture to culture. So years ago, let me put myself in small trouble again. Years that was years ago when I came. I think in 2008 when I came to the United States, we were living in this big apartment complex, and it was all like women, like they. I mean, they had men there, but I think it was mostly. You know how these people be on that there that they single that they how they call yeah, most of them were like single mother. I don't know, but they had, yeah, what's up,
See, my home.
yeah, it was a big apartment. So like I will we had this big dumpster sometimes because I used to be like I wasn't working at that time, so I used to be watching like African movies and things. So back, yeah, on CD, I be kind of CD, and there's one lady, I think she's in the army or something. Hey, she just came. She said, "Hey, I've been seeing you around here. Where you saw her?" She said, "Oh, I like your accent." I'm like, Jesus. And then she asked me. She said, "What is this?" I showed her the movie. She said, "Oh, can I go watch it with you?" I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, Fee, that was my first experience. It tells you how open these people are in America. You know what I say? They will go straight for it. That's how they are. And not just all. I have met people when I open my mouth. Oh, I like your accent. Where you live? Okay, do you? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you go to this bar? Do you go to this? Yeah, they are sharpshooter American people. They will like strictly. If the first time they see you, they tell you right where in your mind. Whereas in Africa, when we were growing up, you barely even talk to a person. You gotta go to their sister. We were not, we didn't come up with our bravery, with our openness. Sometimes you go to their oldest brother, or sometimes you write love letter. All kinds of stuff we did. Sometimes you do a lot of stuff to go around. But these people, right in your face, they will tell you right there, I like your accent, I like you. Oh, you smell good and this, that. Like back in like bro, nobody told anybody. You tell me you smell good. People like what you rude. That's how people do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why you smelling the man for? Why you smelling the money? So yeah. So I think culturally, love at first sight can be very impulsive when it comes to American people, or
Yeah.
where they will go right for it because that's why they need. They are built to. Americans are built to go for what they want. Yeah,
Right.
that's how they are. Yeah, we African, we more we tend to stall a little bit, kind of like you know I wouldn't explain the any part of that story, but I would just, yeah, we 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 African we African, we tend
Wait,
to kind of like
I know.
Yeah, you see, but that was like way back in the yeah, but so yeah, so one time they guess what, Steffi, my car, yeah, she seen it. That lady was so that yeah, she was just a friend, yeah, she was so talented. The more in the army, and she was on, I think, nurse, doctor, nurse, almost yes, educated. Then she was the next thing I know. Not only that one out there, the bus driver. One time my car broke. I had him go catch the bus. Guess I was so embarrassed. He was standing over there. Hey, what you doing? What's up? I said, "Jay, what you doing here? Oh, I'm a bus driver. That's my part-time job. I said,
What?
gee, I'm standing there. So why you riding the bus? You don't got no car? I said, oh, I got a problem with my car. Yeah. So yeah, so to just Sunny is more open to American people, love at first sight, and sometimes it work for them, sometimes it don't. But I don't think a lot of them feel. I don't think they see it for the purpose that a lot of most African, I know that a lot of African have become Americanized, our Liberian people, but most African want to settle down. You want a man that you can take to your family. You want a man so you're looking beyond that. Yes, the first side is there, but in your mind, there are a lot of things you are calculating. Oh, well, my parent, I got to take into my mom and other things. But the American person, they don't even care. They ain't even thinking about that. They don't. I want you right now. That's exactly what they are. So yeah, I think it differs from culture to culture, and the reaction differs from culture to culture.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Um, yeah, that's a really interesting. So since you said that about culture, and I agree, I think we're more like most Africans have grown like as a woman. Once you turn like 13, in my opinion, like your parents started preparing and said, "Oh, come in the kitchen. One day you'll be a Is this how you cook for your husband, or is this how you clean the house?" If your house not clean, like they start to prepare you for that.
Yep.
So, and then start to tell you the man you're gonna bring home. Like I think I said on here, I remember I was in 10th grade and the question I was asked to me, and you know, starting to get into like the American culture and trying to understand, I'm getting a question talking about, oh, after college, are you gonna after high school? What are your plans? And I'm like, well, I'm going to college. They're like, oh, okay. Well, we just asked that some people decide on straight people get married. I'm like, what? Why
Hmm.
would you ask me that? Like, get married? I'm not. I don't even have a boyfriend. How would I
Hmm.
even get married? I'm not even thinking about that. But like, just to now, I feel like when I was in high school or just like a freshman in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like my sophomore year, I felt like you saw more where people really sat and thought and dreamed, about like who their husband's gonna be or the wife's gonna be. Well, mostly women. You have your little journal and you're writing in there. I feel like as the 21st century is like, progressing, there's a lot of those that's not, being seen anymore. Like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are becoming like skeptic of love.
Yep.
And it's more now like where and I think the Hollywood love that was sold to some of us when we were little, it was like, oh, he bought you this, he wrote this for you, and do that. It's really not part of the culture anymore. And a lot of people's making it transactional. It's
Yep.
like, oh, if you don't have money, don't talk to me. There's not that genuine love. So, do you think people still believe in that love at first sight as generation changes and we progress into different, generations? Or do you think it's just, it's eventually gonna come back and people are just having a rough time maintaining relationship? Like, what do you
I
think?
think I think yeah, I think there are people who still believe in it. Like I said, it worked for people,
Right.
and yeah, and people pass down the information, to their children. Oh, I met your dad. Me and your dad met in the theater. Or me and your dad met. And the children, the other generation, even though maybe the daughter is hearing that, or the son is hearing that, he doesn't know. or it might not happen directly to him like that, but then
Right.
he be like, oh, that's how my parents met, and so maybe I shouldn't be all like trying to be all investigated about people. Maybe I can, maybe I just need to be casual. Maybe I just need to trust people. I mean, you never know. It could end up like my mom and my dad. But then
Right.
this is the thing too. I think that level of mistrust, like the Hollywood love you talk about,
Yeah.
and back in the days, I don't know your experience in college, but there's something that I noticed, and I think I said it multiple times on this show.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Americans, they have their sweetheart, they meet them in college, they meet them in high school, especially white people.
Yeah.
Um, and then they end up in getting married, they live a life. And some of those was love at first sight. I mean, imagine seeing a guy in college, maybe first day of class or second day of class. Yeah. You see this guy, he among the cool kid. He probably the school football, whatever, basketball, some cool dude, meet your average height and, look exactly what you want.
Um,
Yeah, right there, so it's there. But I think as time goes by again, see, I think with too much demand,
mhm.
with the demand, I think as people get together, I think it look cool. But when they get together, I think like when the demand start to come in, the demand of a relationship, their level of commitment. Younger generation don't really want to be committed.
Right.
Where you gotta, you go do laundry. Some people just want to go to McDonald's. They don't want to. Some of the get American guys, they want to cut time put pot on it. See, I went to some people house. They're still clean like look.
Yeah.
They pot only there for design. They fry. I'm telling you. I'm like, what are they? Yeah, so the people don't want the responsibility fee. So I think what that does is it and then I come back to the intensity of it, that intense love, that love I fought with the intensity, with the sexual desire. I think that's why most people going for now. People say, you know what, I just want something casual. I want, we just how they call it? What's the other name for it? Like I wouldn't call it friend for friend, I know friend group. Yeah, something like that. So I don't want to be the one to go do a laundry, check on days, go make breakfast. Some people, especially those college students, they don't want to be too engaged. So they would rather just, meet somebody that, they hit it all. They got a schedule every Friday. Maybe they go to the bar, they go to activities, they know each other, they do things together. But there is no actual commitment. I think that's where the love at first sight, I mean, that's where it really benefits a lot of people as far as just being sexual or being emotional to each other. I mean, just being casual with each other and not having any commitment.
I agree.
Yeah.
Agree. It's kind of sad when you sit and think about it and like, wow, my kids are gonna go through worse than this.
Hmm.
Like,
Oh yeah.
but it ever genuinely, and I read a quote this week. I just haven't had time to be sharing all these quotes anymore. But I read a quote where it says, um, it was talking about how, very soon, what was the wording? I can't even think. But it was talking about something along love and the ultimate goal for the world now is like if you don't have money and you can't compare it to I love it. I'm gonna find that for you.
Hmm.
But very quite shocking to me how transactional everything is nowadays.
Yep.
You can't literally like you talk to even a 15-year-old and they're telling, well, does he have money? Like I literally heard I heard at my hospital, I heard in the bathroom, I was in one of the stalls, and I heard, this patient and the other friend was in the hospital that I think they came for something or check out with someone, they or visit someone, one of their friends. And I heard another one say, "Yeah, when she got out of there, she's not with anybody broke anymore." And I hope, like, I was like, wow, like, what?
Hmm.
That's all
Wow.
people are thinking about. Like, at that level, to be thinking about that, I can only imagine, like, when you're older, like, how that's going to be, you know?
Yep.
And it's got me really thinking, like, I don't know if will everybody ever experience a genuine, true love and care? Like, I feel like there are some people who go their whole life and never experience that. Like, for anybody to truly, other than their family or their parents, but to meet like a partner to truly care and just be there. I don't know if anybody, if I feel like there would be multiple people that will go their lifetime and not experience that. And that is so sad because how I feel like how people are being groomed these days is all about like the transaction of money and nobody's being human. So it's just kind of sad
Yeah,
that.
it
Mhm.
true. Yeah, it is. It is. And you were saying how you feel, for our younger kids are coming up. Imagine if it's happening now. Imagine like sometime how you post your videos. You cooking. You
Yeah.
making food for you and your husband and your family. How often how often you thinking like, will my daughter, or what's her name, your little daughter,
I
will
think,
she, yeah, as me, you thinking like, well, I mean, at least me, I got like a little cultural heritage from like, bro. But imagine she grew up in this system, she one of those people that out of college, got two jobs, does
yeah.
she really have time to say I can go cook beef food pan butter and my mother used to cook GB soup? Yeah, for real. So
Calling
you
me
know,
Mason,
eh,
this your probably be calling me mom. Did y'all cook this today?
yep, yep, yeah. That's how my beef song is. He be coming here, be getting potato green soup and other things. But yeah. So you're right. Things are so transactional that you wanna what it would do, it would give love at first sight a kind of more legitimacy. Even though we say from the beginning, I said it's not really it's not based on love. People will be like, heck, who cares? Who cares about love? What love? What are you talking about? Yeah. So
Really,
yeah.
that reaction these days. People are like,
Mm-hmm.
who cares?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Have
But let see let's look at the older generation. Let's look at from let's say from 40, 40, I mean, not old, but let's just take it from 40 as the youngest going up.
Mhm.
So, in terms of them, do you think they are most likely or less likely? I mean, let's do American society because in Africa, I mean, obviously, by that age, people expect, I mean, there are like a lot of the people still walking around, but people, the expectation is that, you got a home, because but like in this society, when you look at from the 40s going all the way down, do you think, as far as having love at first sight, keeping it romantic, uh, do you think they are most likely or less likely as the year goes on to kind of, because look, I'm at work. Sorry to say, whole day in Washington, I see a lot of irresponsible old man over there. Some of them are oh yeah, assume the young boys so much so that they got
y'all
they
check
almost yeah, they almost got one of the one of the older the supervisor for third shift fire because there's this one girl. Yeah, this one girl for some reason she's not fear more a lot of older people. She's one of the one of the hot chick. That's not really but she was a younger person. So they been picking on that girl. All the woman and the clothes the girl wear. For some reason they think they are in competition with her. You got
oh,
all those younger guys there. They all go to they always talk with the girls. So the woman they start getting mad. They went to the supervisor. Why you let her wearing it? And the thing the girl wear, she must have worked together before. It's not. You can just wear BB black. BB is not anything offensive. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But they say she wearing V-neck shirt, and when she bend down, all those things. Yeah, so the guy too, instead of him just focusing on the job, he go tell the girl about it, and the girl got mad. The girl said, "Oh, so you been watching me?" And they had this sexual harassment thing. The only investigation, he just got back, I think, after 3 weeks. So yeah, now they think that now those older people now they think they are in competition. And some of them when I started with the other one guy in front of me like, because of the job we wear every day, I have what is it, broke up with all my boyfriend. Look at that man like you almost like gonna for real fee. Look at all of that. Okay, so what now? You try to add me to your number? I'm like, look, man. Yeah. So, do you think? I know you are encounter the kind of people are where do NGO then. Yeah. Do you think as year progresses, would they are they the next victim of this love at first sight where or do you think they will come to the sense and say, you know what, based on my age, I think I need to go, but then hell, we want to settle down with them. I mean, what do you think about them? You feel bad for them as far as their
I
you
do,
know.
but I don't, and these are my reasons, right? The
Mhm.
old ones nowadays, and it's so sad because you watch, like, my parents. I feel like growing up, the idea of your parents in a relationship is like you're looking at them to death do them part, right?
Yep.
And the reason I'm like, I feel for them because unfortunately, you don't fit in this generation, but you want to partake in it. Like, you've already lived your life, but you want to act cool. And you're taking all these cream and things and putting it on just to feel younger again. Like,
Mhm.
be satisfied with where you're at.
Yep.
You have a moment to be my age. You've lived my age, and you are where you're at. That should be like a pride for you that you're watching someone else and they're gonna get somewhere else, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And the older generation, specifically the women, preys more on younger men, and a lot of them will, from what I've seen, this is not factual, but from what I've noticed, is that they desire more younger men because they're looking for that sexual pleasure. And they're willing to act like mom to them, like cook for them. Oh, I'll cook for you. A way to a man's heart is food. But that younger man is not going to stay with you forever because he's just passing by, getting what he can get out of you. You'll be more caring, and a younger woman is not here for that in this generation. She's like, no, you're wrong. Wash your own clothes. I'm not married to you. Why would I do X, Y, and Z for you? So older women these days, like, no, it's okay. They don't know how to take care of men. I'll take care of you. And they're seeking more of like the physical attraction thing, and not looking at companionship wise. Like when you
Yep.
get older, you're gonna need companionship. There is a reason why God said it wasn't fit for a man to be alone. Because
Mhm.
like it's not even fit for a woman to be alone either. So it's for you two to grow old together. And I think once most women reach like maybe 45, their you know um sexual drive kind of like start to increase, and then
Mhm.
they're looking for a younger man to service them, and they're
Yep.
not paying attention to the fact that this younger man is not here forever because he's probably just there because you're buying or giving him whatever, and
Mhm.
eventually he's gonna find a younger woman to be with, and you're gonna break away. I saw a woman after being married for 50 years. I read that she's like, "Oh, I met someone who is my soulmate," and you end up find out the age. He's 35 years younger than her, and I'm like, "You find your soulmate? You left your husband that you've been with forever. You've probably gone through all the worst thing in the world. You waited till you're almost like about your grace and past your grace to say you find someone you're soulmate." and it's love at first sight, I'm sorry, I might be a skeptic, but I don't believe that. I just feel like it's not it, and like what you said love at first sight can result into a nice stand, a one night
Mm,
stand, and can result into unwanted pregnancy. It's happening, and the unwanted pregnancy is being aborted. You know
mm,
that,
mm,
and some women are very fertile, as old as they are, they get pregnant too. So I don't feel sorry for the older generation because I feel like they should be teaching the younger generation about how to carry on because one, we're going to get to their age. And two, the priority in relationship. Like you can't wait, you can't say, well, he was abusive, but you've been with him for 45 years? Why you wait till you were 70? Is now you didn't talk to anyone? You're leaving that there, you go to a younger man, then you complaining, oh, he has a girlfriend. Like, this is crazy. It's so mind that like I sometimes I'm just like, this is mind blowing. There was a lady literally talking to me, and you look at her, she looks younger, especially us black women, right? It
mm,
takes long for your age to really appear because it's just in our gene, I guess. This woman, you looked at her, she has a keen nervous system. Oh my
mm.
God. She has a king. She's talking complaining about hips. And a lot of them are young as 40 years old. You're doing knee replacement, hip replacement. Like, by the time you reach like 70, what are you supposed to be doing? Those
Mm.
knee replacement are probably only good for the next 10 or 20 years. That's you see a lot of people end up in wheelchairs. Like I'm not a physician, but if you go and read about what those surgeries do to you at the end of the day, they're not even worth it. Just walk, you know. But
Mhm.
this lady has a key, and she's sitting there talking about, and this is as real as I can tell you. Like she's sitting there telling me and my other colleague who went to go inspect the hospital over there. And she's like, oh, joking around. These black and white, like you said, they're very to the point. So she's joking around, talking about, and then when I told her my age, she's like, no way, you look 16. you know, I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm past 16, no talking. And then my other colleague gave her age and said she was 52, no, 55. And, she was like, oh, no. Oh, we lost Riverside Squirrel, you guys. But she's sitting over there talking about she's with a young man, and she told him saying she's not gonna play. She said, I told him I'm not gonna play hide and seek with you. And then we asked how old is he? And I said, this lady is 65 years old.
Jesus.
He has a 29-year-old,
Oh.
a 29-year-old. And then she said, I didn't even know his age till we went to go get married.
Hmm.
What? What? I, like, you're at work, you gotta fix.
Wow.
You don't want to judge people, but it's like in my mind, like you could be my mom, like a 29-year-old. And I asked her, I said, "How old is your youngest son?" She's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. All the we were already there. I did all the paperwork and everything, and we got there. It was time to get married." I so people like that, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm sorry because you should know better. You should know better. You're walking into the court, they're asking for age, and you don't know his age. You just find out his age when you're saying I do.
So
'Cause-
so yeah, that's the but so Fee, I want you to speak from a woman perspective because okay for me, okay for men, right? Say we
yeah,
see love at first sight. Say let's look at it with the ultimate love one. Okay, yeah, that woman, I met her first time. I think she's the person for me. Okay, we go out, we get in bed. If things doesn't work, I don't know. I don't know about a lot of men, but I mean, for all men, but a lot of men will be like, okay, you know what? Well, that's it. I mean, you don't. we men, we are more like dominating figure, like, oh well, I got her, like, I don't
Yeah.
think men have a lot of regret if they don't, if that love at first sight doesn't work out. So I want you to see it from a lady perspective. Let me just put you on the spotlight. You
Yeah.
met Morris Chestnut. Say, you didn't marry, you met Morris Chestnut and blah blah blah. Your first time and thing, and work up, but then the next thing you look, he's not as interested as you expected it to be. And for some reason, he's like, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm out of this. How do you feel? Like, yeah, I mean, you're not one of the person that just wanted it, I mean, you thought he was that person, it was one of those love at first sight that you wanted to make it work, you wanted to make it, you wanted to dispel all that myth and all this negativity surrounding love at first sight. You want to make it like, you want to be a success story. And
Yeah.
then after a while, you're like, I ain't into this. How you as a woman, like knowing the fact that, do you guys feel that you lost some sense of dignity, some sense of pride? Like, how do you feel as a woman when you get rejected, when you try to get into love at first sight and was hoping to make it work?
So, great question. I feel like a mature woman, which
Hmm.
it's a very few women that are mature enough to like take responsibility and say, you know what, I'm hurt, it didn't work out, I'm disappointed. Maybe you kind of let me on, but you know what, I'll be fine.
Hmm.
But the majority of women that are so emotionally immature
Hmm.
will not take it lightly because now they want to vent that because women, we were not built for that.
Yeah.
We were not built to just, casually be intimate. I don't care what anybody says. I don't
Hmm.
that. I don't think any woman was ever created to just be casual and then go. Because
Yeah.
we're a receiver. And before we even go further in this question, in this answer, right? A lot of women don't know every man that you become intimate with, there's a DNA that's left with you.
Hmm.
Especially when you have children
Yep.
with that person. It stays in you for quite some time.
Hmm.
Person DNA. And I think a lot of women are not very aware and don't even try to understand who they are in their body. And I really sometimes I want to blame like their how they're brought up, but then also we have a lot of information that are disclosed to us. It's just wanting to know things. So with that being said, you feel every time a woman I feel like become intimate with a man, you're giving piece of yourself to them and you're getting closer. Men are built differently. You guys are giver. So whatever you're giving, what we're receiving, we're thinking is love. And you're infatuated. And I think women that are not, emotionally mature to understand that, hey, this was a mutual agreement and this happened. And maybe, yeah, this person just, after further, into this whole thing, they just don't care or they're not interested in it. It's not what they thought it was. Maybe they were sexually attracted to you and you were sexually attracted to them. But then during that course of whatever you were doing, you thought through the sex, you're going to make sure that you secure the relationship.
Yep.
And they're not feeling that way. But you're
Hmm.
sitting there and thinking like, and in your mind, you can tell based on conversation that
Hmm.
you have with the individual, you can tell that where this is going to lead. But you think, well, if I can just give myself again, he love what he does with me, so he'll be interested. And most women that are immature now, they feel used. They feel because they probably already talked to someone about it. The ones that are immature most likely talk to one of the close friends and telling them about everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. They're talking
Hmm.
where they were met, how they were intimate the first night and probably describing everything. And the other immature person is saying, wow, that's love. And, someone is pumping it up and building it. And then you're not sitting there and reevaluating and say, okay, why is this love? Let's think logically.
Mhm.
Like, let's just say the one night thing happened, right?
Mhm.
That wears off. Did you ever pull him and then to have a conversation? Also, do you evaluate every time you meet what is happening? A lot of women don't take that, and it's just like start to feel like, well, he was using me for sex, and it's like, no, he did not. You are
Mhm.
with it, and this is why I said a lot of my friends feel like I have a heart of a rock. Sometimes they'll say you have a heart of a man. True. It's just like you come and tell me stuff like that, and I'm like, no, he's not wrong. He didn't use you.
Yeah.
You went to it. You were there. Did you? So then I started to ask questions. Did you just sit there to talk? Did you, at any point of that, other than being in each other's face, did you sit there and have a conversation and say, hey, I'm really, really in love with you, and I'm seeing something beyond just us being physical? What was the reaction? Nine times out of
Yeah.
10, he probably told you, well, oh, just be quiet. Let's do what we're doing.
Yep.
There, that should be a harsh stop. Whereas, like, no, no. But to answer the question, immature women don't take it well, and especially if that person already has someone else and then saw you, and that, like, let's say he had a girlfriend, and that's
Mhm.
said on here before. And a lot of people don't agree with this. I feel like boyfriend and girlfriend, unless you really like engage, go and saw the parents, and then but you're in college, your boyfriend and girlfriend. What are you getting mad about somebody cheating on you?
Mm-mm. Yeah, I know. Yep.
Venting. He's trying to figure out if he like you or not, and you can't think yo are intimate. That's your fault. Cause you could have just went on dates until you said, "Hey, I'm not doing this anymore until I see a family member and see how serious you are. We become very committed with each other, and I know where this is going." But you go to the movies together, you go to dinner, and all of a sudden in your head yeah, you have been doing that for a year. You can do that for 10 years all you want. He's experimenting. He's trying to
True.
figure out if you are. So why are you getting mad? And again, a lot of people get mad at me when they come to me. So nobody comes to me anymore because I will tell you the truth. He's
Yep.
experimenting. At least he told you, and throughout that course, after 3 years, that was your fault. He told you this is not working. I'm not interested anymore. Why are you mad talking about I wasted 3 years? No, that was your fault, not that person's fault. But a lot of people will try to destroy the guy, reputation,
Mhm.
and go around and do like name slandering and telling all their friends about what he did to them. They don't take it well, and they
Yep.
get mad. And 9 times out of 10, I don't blame the guy. Sometimes the guys are misleading, where they will tell you, "Well, I love you," but you be in a relationship or whatever that situationship is, you as the woman, I feel like you should sit and reevaluate the relationship. It's hard when you're in it, but at some point reality do hit, and there's this thing called like women intuition. I feel like that's something God put in you, but
Mhm.
women will shut that down. And I feel like that's God kind of like communicating with you to kind of like save you sometimes, and sometimes it's not right. It's not a right concept, and sometimes it is. It just depends on the individual and their maturity level. But some women are not mature, and they will rather settle, and that's why this whole friends with benefit comes in, right? They will rather
Mhm.
settle and say, well, if we can't really have a relationship, then whatever. Whenever the person needs you, they call you. You partake in it, and then now you want to be mad when they will officially get a girlfriend that they're serious about, and then within 3 months they get married. And you're like, oh, what did I have that? What? Because he didn't want you. He only wanted to sleep with you and go. That was the only goal, and you didn't get it. Somebody else had better things that they set for and said, "No, this is what I want. And that's what he was looking for. And he didn't get
Yeah, you're absolutely right. See, that's true. That's true. Yep.
it. And I can't wait the day me and my daughter she reach the age that we can have these conversations. She really gonna be scared because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
the harsh truth. You know, it's just people. A lot of people don't get to experience love like from growing up and everything, and it's kind of sad. It's like everything they see, it becomes like love to them.
Mm-hmm.
I had a colleague that just because the guy was willing, her family was going through something, and the guy was willing to buy like blankets, and things for the family, and thought that was love, and she was like all in, and I'm like, someone could literally buy you a blanket because you explain your situation to them. It's not love. It's just, do you ever think about maybe he's just feeling sorry for you? And it's not because he loves you so much. And to be honest, it ended up that way. It was not love. He was just trying to be nice. And then you allow him to, partake into whatever intimacy and he did. You willingly offer that. And he's a man. He's a human being. Who's gonna say no if they see you and they're attracted to you, but also, they don't have the opportunity, but you give the opportunity. Then come back and say the person deceived them and say they find out that the person was there. You didn't do your homework. Your
Yeah.
number one goal as a woman is to protect you. Like that is your number one goal. You should know about your fertility. You should protect it. You should be in charge of it. So if you're not in charge of it, you will take a lot of things with you. And I feel like that's where the world is. A lot of people are just in chaos because they don't want to understand who they are. Like understand yourself, be comfortable with yourself, and be willing to ask questions and be okay if you never have love. And that's one question I remember a friend of mine asked me, I think when I was on my little single quest, and she was like, do you not feel? I said, absolutely not. I go in my apartment by myself. I cook my food. I eat it. I sit on my Snapchat, make funny videos. I watch them. I watch ID and fall asleep and wake up in the morning and go to work. What else could I ask for? And she was like, "You don't be scared." No, I made sure I found a place where it was gated, and before you even visit me, you have to get blood tests. So how else? Like, what else do I need? And then she asked me the last question: will you ever, like, if you never ever find someone to be with, will you be comfortable with that? Yes. But also no, because I don't think that's God's intended purpose for me. I'm not saying I don't want to be in a relationship, but I'm not rushing to be in a relationship. So, well, everybody wanted to be a matchmaker, pretty much. Like, and I
Yeah.
was paying attention to it. And everybody was just kind of curious because sometimes I would just go blank and not hear from no one or talk to no one. And then I would just pop out, oh, and they're like, how do you do that? Take yourself on a date. I don't know why people think it's so weird. Go to a coffee shop, order you a coffee, drink it, or take your laptop with you somewhere. Like, enjoy spending time with yourself, doing something.
I,
If you go
I,
to a restaurant, somebody will talk to you. But, everybody, yeah,
yeah, yeah. So, okay, yeah. My kind of final question. I throw you all the women question you tonight before I go. Yeah, I got a call. But before I give my closing, do you as a professional woman, when I say professional, I mean your career woman. Do you hold some form of bias or biases when it comes to uh kind of like should I say differentiating between a professional woman, a woman with career, say the woman got her own, got her own money, got a good job. She's from CEO. She's a boss, but she got into this love at first sight. Bam. As compared to this woman who is La Brempo Yokopocho, that kind of name, a regular woman. I mean, is there some form of bias like you say, well, she a professional, I mean, she got everything. I mean, she can just enjoy herself. She don't really need no relationship. She just want to, she just wants something casual. As compared to a lady who people we might look at in society, like, that woman, she look at she even, should we be considerate to professional women that what they cool, look at her car. I mean, she can do what she wants. She got money. She is not like she's a hustler. So I mean, what's wrong with her going to get something? Is there some form of bias? Should we be considerate towards a woman like that, professional type? Uh, I don't want to say feminist particular, but like women who got class in society, who are out there, who are I'm talking about your bank, top bank CEO, like people are out there. I mean, up there, women. Should we have? Should we consider them and say, man, let the people do what they want to do, make our money, or should we just think that they are just, it doesn't matter what class of person you are, I mean, they are, it's just the same when it comes to making bad decisions as far as how they call it
Relationship?
yeah, looking at the man, yeah, as far as our topic is concerned, love at first sight.
No. I don't think there should be any bias. I think whether you're like at the top or whatever is considered to the bottom, I don't think there should be any bias. I think everybody should be held, society should judge everybody based on what they're doing.
Okay.
Not because I have money or I have, connection, um, and I'm considered like untouchable. I have all the money in the world or whatsoever. I don't think that should be any factor to think about. I think everybody makes bad decisions. At some
If you 1 second before you continue, so the question came up. I was watching this one African movie where this girl, she's rich from rich socialized family, and she just saw this guy. She just like, hey, I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna. So it was like, he was like, what? He's one of those. But he was a good looking guy. No como. He was, tall, your average guy. And she just got out from a car and be like, oh, well, he was one of those struggling. Didn't want to get some medicine for his mom and thing. Yeah, so that's just the backdrop of that question. So I mean, she's rich, yeah. So.
like that before. And in those movies, you always see in the end, the woman is there crying
Hmm.
and thinking, wow, I got nobody who loves me. At the end of the day, money or not, I think the money just is used as like a facade to cover up what people, society in general, is like, well, she can do whatever she wants. But in reality, in my opinion, I think everybody should be judged the same way too. It doesn't
Okay.
matter if I'm dirt poor and I'm sitting here, I don't have it, and I see someone on the street and ask them the same thing, I should be held the same way.
Okay.
As somebody else, not because you have money, you're still doing the same over your life too. Like me.
Hmm.
It's just
Hmm.
a higher class level.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
how,
Cool.
yeah. I think, and it happens a lot because they can't truly get someone who genuinely wants the
Okay.
relationship. Because one, and I don't want to speak for men, but I feel like you can, there are certain authority that God just put in man. And it doesn't matter you're poor or you're rich, that authority is there. And some women feels like because they have money, they can't have that respect for their partner, which that relationship will never ever last. If you
Hmm.
in those movies, there are some of where they're younger, or they will find younger men that they can just use around, or they find someone around their age that is willing to partake in that with the whole friends with benefit. But towards the end, the guy will lash out and say, "Hey, now because of your money, I'm not interested in that." Because women think when we have money, we can buy love. You cannot buy love. It's something that someone genuinely just care about you and they want to be part of your life. But if you want to make it transactional, yeah, somebody's there that will service you and go about the business. But you should still be held to the same standard that you behave in America, where I don't know if I can stay on here, the inch way.
Yep.
But behaving, you have the tendency. So yeah, it's the same, and I think everybody should be held to the same standard. And then God does judge her the same way. He judges someone when you have money. So why should society make you less than that?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. It was great.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. It was great. It was great. It was great. To just close, I would think this a great topic, and yeah, like I said from the beginning, love at first sight, they are positive, they are negative. I mean, it has worked for people, so we cannot just then say that it's all bad. It has worked for people, but looking at the percentage, I think if you were to look at the percentage, which I haven't looked at yet, you will see that it's very low in terms of its success as far as long-term relationship are
Yeah.
concerned. Yeah, I think it's just a short-term solution. They are mostly used for short-term solutions, sexual urges, romantic feeling, emotional at that time. Half of the time, some of these people go to bar, they get drunk, and yeah, hang out, and they just try to mingle, try to do something. At the end of the day, they wake up. Somebody woke up in the morning. What the heck did I just do? So I think, yeah, I think, yeah. So it's not. I wouldn't advise it for any long lasting, relationship. Um, I think, it is mostly short term, and yeah, like I said, the success rate is low, and I always go for a more loving relationship that takes time to study each other, to kind of like know each other, to know what the person represents, if possible. I know nowadays people don't even be trying to look think what people parents to go see their parents. Like you said, Fee, somebody took you one time, and then the mom said, "Well, of all the people that like, bro." So based on that, a lot of girls. Oh yeah, and I don't blame people. See, a lot of girls don't want to see parents are becoming so grumpy nowadays. Like me, I ain't gonna lie. Let me say. I used to have like some kind of level when it comes to African American dating like around my daughters. I think I like you myself because we had that feeling from back home. These people they are lazy, they are troublemaker, they are so a lot of time, and not just me, most Niger like I was saying last time I was show most Niger. Oh no, I think I was yeah I was telling on another show I was because this guy was talking about why people Liberian people kind of tend to discriminate against. I mean, when they're in a relationship with Americans. So that's the point I was making. That there's
Yeah.
so much thing that we are taught about them. We learn about them, but then we come here, it's kind of different. But then we hold that stereotype against them. So yeah, I will, I kind of like skeptical when my other guy like an African American boyfriend. I'm like, huh, is he off for a good or he off for no good? Yeah, what's his plan for her? I try to like see what kind of home he comes from, what his activities, who he hangs out with when he comes around the house, how his demeanor, how his language, what his choice of words and all those things. So
Right.
yeah, so mostly like my children, I would want a relationship for them that is more stable and not just based on emotion or any kind of desire. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And just to add to what you say about like the Black American, one thing, our parents forget to know that every people has good and bad, you
Hmm.
know? Like
True. Yep.
that thing, everybody, every culture has, is it more prevalent that, different culture, it might be harder for us to understand. And yes, when you work with them, you understand like their whole concept. I
Yep.
think they just work in they're just in a victim mode, and
Mhm.
so it's kind of like something they're grown. But the ones from the south, when you
Mhm.
look at how they carry themselves and how they do things, you think like they're from Africa. You know,
Okay.
oh,
Mhm.
it's their culture. Like this lady, I have the pleasure. She's one of my operation manager, and I was talking to her, and she was telling me about how in the South, they used to wash with a washing board. Like she
Mhm.
telling me all this time, I was like, "Whoa, were you not in Liberia?" They used to cook. The woman know about palm nuts. I said,
Mm.
"Yeah,
Wow.
she said, yes, they have it. Back in Georgia, when we were little girls, she's older, but she reports to me and she was, we're just having a conversation. And, she was telling me something and I was like, wow, 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 I didn't know that. She said, oh yeah, now the whole world is a mess. But we have culture. And it really reminded me of someone who told me like the African American had a rich culture where there wasn't a lot of single family homes, and the neighbor would literally be the village that raised if anybody was single mother. Like they will go to the men that are in the community to help her raise the boys, or like the older women will give advice about the little girls. They were just it's so fascinating when you hear about it, and people are telling you it really helps you to clear that whole perception that these group of people, this is who they are. Like I know I was telling my son, I was like, "Oh, you are so handsome," and then his dad said, and then my little daughter said, "Yeah, my brother is cute." I said, "Oh, so we're gonna find him an Indian wife?" And then she's like, "No, mommy, no," but she don't even know what I'm talking about. I was just joking. But yeah, it was a very, very interesting topic, and I really enjoyed. Thank you for coming and having the conversation, with us. And thank you to Dennis. It looked like Dennis had to go run some errands, so he kind of like left. But thanks to Andrew. Our condolences go out to Andrew. He lost somebody, and he couldn't make it on the show today. So and the rest of the panelists, I know Anna has some family engagement that she's attending to, and everybody else is a little bit out. The schedule's been crazy, but we thank God we made it on here. So happy Saturday. Happy. Thank you so much, Riverside Pro, for always coming here and making the conversation worth it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for having me.
thank you. We'll be here again tomorrow, same time.
Okay.
Oh God.
All right. Okay then. Bye.
Yeah, have a blessed Sunday. Bye bye, guys. See you guys. Stay blessed.